exercises with the relevant credentials and supporting documents. The statement reads, the sale of nomination form will commence immediately after the screening exercise from Thursday, May 21 to Saturday, May 23, 2026, while completed forms must be submitted on or before Monday, May 25. Appeals arising from the screening process will be entertained on May 25 and 26, while primary election for various elective offices are scheduled to hold on May 27 and 28, 2026. The presidential primary election is slated for May 29, 2026 in Abuja. Continuing, Cleopas clarified that aspirants who seek tickets for State House of Assembly will be screened in the respective states, while screening for National Assembly and presidential aspirants will take place at the party's national headquarters in Abuja. According to him, every aspirant will be required to sign an undertaking in line with the party's guidelines and code of conduct. He said, the party also announced that it would adopt the open screen ballot system for its primaries to guarantee credibility, fairness, and internal democracy. Few Nigerians leaving to study abroad, Minister claims. The Minister of Education, Tunji Lausa, has dismissed concerns about a mass exodus of Nigerian students to foreign universities, saying the trend has reversed sharply under the current administration. Alausa made the assertion on Tuesday during an interview on Channels Television, where he said investment in academic opportunity and institutional quality had made Nigerian university significantly more attractive to prospective students. The presenter has cited 2023 data implicating the Nigerian ranked third globally for advanced student mobility, accounting for about 5% of worldwide student movement, behind only China and India. Alausa rejected the figures as tables and non-representatives of current condition. That's not Japan, please qualify your data. Thank God you told me it was 2023 figure, he said. The minister said that earlier considered with a period of severe disruptions in Nigerian educational system, marked by the prolonged academic shutdown and underinvestment in tertiary institutions. He said conditions have since changed materially. Alausa said his ministry's Education Support Service Department had been tracking outbound student movement and had been recorded a steep decline in the numbers leaving to study abroad. We've seen precipitous drop in those numbers of students going out. Our tertiary institutions are better now. We have academic session continuity, he said. Fake job offer led me to the kidnapper's den, Unijust graduate. The graduate of the University of George John Arum Aziz has recounted his traumatic experience after spending 11 days in captivity following a fake job after he offer that allegedly lured him into the hands of kidnapper in Zamfara State. Aziz narrated his ordeal during the testimony at the church in Sudanwada, just north local government area of Plateau State on Sunday. According to him, he was abducted on April 11, 2026, shortly after traveling from Jos to Zaria, Kaduna State, for what he believed was a legitimate working job opportunity. He explained that the suspected kidnappers had persistently contacted him by phone, offering him welding work and even sending him transport fare to convince him the offer was genuine. They kept calling me, asking me to come and work for them. They even sent me transport money, so I believed it was a real job, he said. As he said, after arriving in Zaria, he contacted the individuals who instructed him to board a motorcycle heading to a village. Although he became suspicious during the journey, he ignored the warning signs because he desperately needed work. According to him, moments after arriving at the village, a man approached him claiming to be the person who had contacted him about the job. He said he was then taken on a motorcycle into a remote forest where he noticed another heavily armed man waiting for them. As he said, he was immediately forced to kneel while the kidnapper searched him, seized his phone, bag, and work tools, and handed him street clothes and a face mask to wear. He added that their doctors later moved him from Kaduna through Wiwa local government area into Zamfara State after several hours of traveling on motorcycles through forest and isolated roads. Business. Dangote exports 1.66 billion naira trade liters fuel amid US-Iran tensions. The first data from the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority has shown the Dangote Petroleum Refinery and petrochemicals exported an estimate of 1.66 billion liters of refined petroleum products in April 2026. This came amid mounting tensions in the Middle East and fears of possible disruptions of global fuel supply routes following the growing conflicts involving the United States and Iran. An analysis of the NMDPRA's April 2026 fact sheet by our correspondent showed that the country is exported about 513 million liters of premium motor spirits, popularly called petrol, 534 million liters of automotive gas oil, also known as diesel, and 615 million liters of aviation fuel within the month under review. The Dangote refinery is also only the major functional refinery in Nigeria that currently produces enough refined petroleum products for both local consumption and export. This is the first month the refinery has exported such a high volume of petroleum products, especially jet fuel and diesel, indicating the significance of 650,000 barrel per day plants in Lekki, Lagos State. The combined export volume translates to approximately 54.4 million liters daily. The development comes as the international oil market faces fresh uncertainty over the security of the Strait of Hormuz, a critical global oil shipping route, following the failure of the United States and Iran to agree on the peace deal. Industry experts said the rising geopolitical uncertainty has significantly boosted demand for refined petroleum products from alternative suppliers such as Nigeria, especially as Europe, Africa, and parts of Asia scramble for the more secured fuel sources. The regulator stated that the refinery achieved 100% capacity utilization for most of the days in April. The report also indicated that domestic refineries refueled 18.37 million barrels of crude oil in April, up from 13.11 million barrels recorded in March. Findings further show that the refinery maintained strong export momentum despite increased domestic supply obligations. According to the fact sheet, average daily petrol production showed at 53.6 million liters, while 40.7 million liters were supplied locally and 17.1 million liters were exported daily. Sports. Messi remains highest paid player in MLS. Lionel Messi remains the highest paid player in the Major League Soccer after signing a lucrative contract extension with Inter Miami CF. According to figures released by the MLS Player Association, cited by the media online on Wednesday, the Argentina captain now earns an annual base salary of $25 million, €18.5 million, more than double the pay of any other player in the league. Messi's total guarantees compensation is reported to be worth $28.3 million. The 30-year-old signed the extension with Inter Miami in October, further cementing his status at the face of MLS since arriving in the United States in 2023. Former Tottenham Hotspur FC forward San name is listed in the league's second highest earner with a base salary of 11.2 million, that is 8.3 euro. Rodrigo De Paul and Ivan Luzano followed him among the top earners in MLS. The salary figures released do not include income from endorsement on Messi's option to acquire estates in Inter Miami, the club co-owned by David Beckham. Since joining the Florida-based club, Messi has transformed the MLS global profile. He has scored 59 goals in 64 regular season appearances and helped Inter Miami lift the MLS Cup in 2025. Messi also finalized as the league top scorer last season with 29